Okay, now I'm going to show you how I actually paint it and make it like all this what you call it, this is whole thing black, so make it a bit silver and a bit more weathered. Sorry about the lightning, but who gives a shit. So pull this thing out, this section here with the movable thrusters here. Yep, the thrusters here are movable. So pull it out because it's gonna be in the way. So what you do, I think, is to pull this white stuff out. Nothing to do with sperm. Yep. Yeah, this packed with this one here to this hole here. So this white stuff here to this hole here, and you'll be wondering what the hell is this one. This one is, I think, is to pack into the back of the perfect grade strike Rouge. Yep. So I'm gonna put this away. Oh yeah, something else actually. See this part here? This part here? There's some kind of opening. Actually, maybe you can, like, say, paint it, maybe not, who knows. You can paint this part here, which is like a bit open here, gold, if you wanted to. But it's up to you. This is why, well, make it your own, this unit. Every time you put this this perfect grade strike Gundam strike Rouge, sorry, into a whole 1000, yeah, into an army of 1000 perfect grade strike Rouge, you definitely can find your unit, because everything has been personalized, and you will notice your own creation, because every creation is different. So here we have a very hard brush. I use this brush to like paint stuff, like say artwork. So this is the lasers. It looks plasticky because it's all white, so intend to do something about it. So let's begin by getting some paint. The paint will be from this Painty Zig marker. Is oil based, permanent, light fast, waterproof, opaque. So I'm going to use the, what should I call it, the tile here as a palette. I don't know how you pronounce it. So just put a bit of it, shake it first. You can feel how cold it is. It's becoming cold when I'm shaking it. Must be some kind of a reaction. So it's going to be thick. Just put a bit here. Just a bit will do, because it comes very comes, what you call it, hard or soft. So just wipe a bit onto the brush. Wipe a bit onto the brush and start painting away. So you can see the black here, the grooves. You can't. It's hard to discern it from afar, but you can see it from near. But what you want to do is just make it easier to see when you're far away. So lightly brush it. So the air should be going that way. The air, since this fighter is pointing that way. So you just imagine the air is actually controlling how the what it would look like if it's like damaged a bit. Like the paint has been peeling off because of the air. The air must be very dense and very powerful, like a tornado. So the what it does is the brush would be in contact with the outer, or the grooves that sticks out. This technique I learned from, like, say, attending the Red Comet Warhammer Expo or Fest. So you learn something every day. So now it looks like this. It's like a bit damaged, or a bit more realistic. So the technique is to like not use too much paint, because if you use a very thick paint, it's gonna like fuck it up, definitely, trust me. There are many situations where thick paint fuck things up, for me that is. So you see the paint only comes in contact with this groove here, and the rest is not so much. So it gives it an effect. It gives it a, well, gives it a nice touch. Just a light brush here to make the red not too plasticky. Some parts are nicer when it looks as if the paint has been, like, say, taken out, either through collision, through laser fire from the Gundam universe. So there you have it. Now it looks a bit less plasticky, from my opinion, that is. From your opinion, I'm not sure. But it's, for my opinion, it looks better than just pristine new. Yeah, this part here is not there is translucent, so it can, like, say, pop out anytime. Light brush. So this is oil based and it's not water based. In the Warhammer Red Comet Fest, it was water based, so this is slightly different. But it's basically the same technique. Use the paint as not too much paint, and it will look like this one. Of course, you can make it even more pronounced by putting, of course, more strokes. You can make it even more pronounced. So it's like a reverse panel line. Instead of making it black in the panel lines, you're making the outside part more noticeable with all this silver color. So that's why I say it's like opposite of panel lining. Panel lining is usually making the grooves darker. Here is making the outside of the grooves brighter. So it's just like very different from panel lining, opposite of panel lining. So from what I gather from all these Red Comets, Red Comets Red Fest, that Warhammer thing, what I get is, I think when it comes to, like, painting Warhammer stuff using a water-based paint that will become like oil-based in terms of durability and also its stubbornness to, like, come out. Those water-based paints that they sell will only come out by using water, but not normal water or lukewarm water, but very hot water. Then it will come out. Chances of exposing your well-painted Warhammer or Gundam with hot water is kind of slim, so it is a good alternative to oil-based paints like this one here, or any paint that uses thinner as a as a solvent. This part here seems to be, I haven't, like, panel lined it yet. Fuck. Seems to be panel lining is so easy. Just draw a line. This is with a grey Gundam marker. I prefer to use a grey Gundam marker than a black one. Black one is just too jarring, too plastic. Makes it even more plasticky than before. So with this grey here, it's just subtle, silent and deadly, like a fart, as I like to call it. Although that being said, when you use this grey grey marker on a white piece of plastic, it doesn't look nice. Not that nice. Not as professionally looking as it can be, unfortunately. The purpose of putting all this black lining or grey lining is to make it more noticeable. And some people do go to extremes to, like, say, make the armor more noticeable by the means of color separation, which is a technology that was started with the real grades of the Gundam kits, where all the armor has a different tinge or different grayness or different intensity of the color on one armor plate itself, and the effect is just tremendously good, very good indeed. So people or the professional modelers, they like say tend to like love to like do masking. Masking means using tapes to mask one area which they don't want the airbrush paint to paint over. So they will like say, you can see this one here, this part here will be like say normal red, and this part here will be, they will change the lightness of the red, so they paint this red and this red and this red and this red all different, and the effect is just very good. So drawing lines is like a easy peasy stuff, but you want to like make it better, use a bit of thinner on a cotton bud, just wipe it and clean it a bit, make it as if it's a shadow instead of a noticeable panel lining stuff. I hope you know what I mean, right? So let's continue on painting using the dry technique. Where the fuck is the cover for this? God damn. Ah, here it is. By now it's already dry, god damn it. The paint here. Shit. So it's okay because I got some thinner in this bottle, this type bottle. Thinner does not like thinner is not too good with this oil-based paint because it's kind of weird. It makes it flaky, weird stuff happening actually. But it also has a very good effect of diluting the paint, and you can make areas like say the side of the afterburners here, like so. So you think is the side burners should be a bit of losing its color due to the high heat of the thrusters. So yeah, you have to like use logic when you are doing this as well. When it comes to like say all these Gundam things, there's no real life Gundams around to like take pictures of, to like say compare and to make it as realistic as possible. Not like the ones that you like find in World War II stuff. There are so many references to all these World War II tanks, so it's easy for them. It's very easy for them. This one you don't find any photos of real life counterparts to copy with, so you have to use your brain and see what would it look like in real life if it was like weathered. Of course you can use World War II pictures to give you an idea of what to expect or what can happen to the unit once it has gone through a tour of duty. You can do that as well. So putting some thinner has lightened it a bit, the silver. So it's also a technique that you can use. Although that being said, I prefer the thicker version instead of diluting it with this thinner. So now the thinner has already evaporated. So thinner has a lower point of boiling compared to water. It's less than 100 degrees Celsius. That's why it can suddenly just evaporate, because it's sucking the liquid of the thinner is sucking energy from the air, and it just evaporates. So you gotta be quick, especially when you expose it to the atmosphere. Bear in mind, I've been like talking shit out of my mouth because I'm not a professional painter. I don't use I don't use what you call it, airbrush. I only use something that I'm familiar with, which is brushes and watercolor. Although that being said, this is not watercolor, this is oil-based paint. You ask me to like weather a World War II tank, I wouldn't know where to start. You can go and ask Derek of fuck, what's the name of his shop already in Tanjung Rambutan, near Tanjung Rambutan, near the army base. Forgot the name. Fuck. Never mind. You can ask him because his shop is specializing in World War II stuff. So I haven't visited the place yet, so I'm kind of like procrastinating in my field of expertise, which is to find all this Gundam stuff in Malaysia. Why do I choose to do this one? Because of interest. And my interest has been like, say, sometimes I'm interested, sometimes I'm not. It comes and goes. It depends on my mood. Unfortunately, it's not like something that I'm paid to do. I'm not paid for all these things, and sometimes I'm lucky they give me some cash if they are satisfied with my reportage or my work ethic and whatnot. Then I'll gladly accept it, for sure. With the videos, not with all these Gundams. These Gundams are for me, okay? It's not for other people. It's just for me. It's satisfaction at the maximum. Now I get what Mr. LY of Red Comments say. He said he said to me that doing Gundams or painting all this stuff is actually very liberating and very calming, and it does happen. I'm talking to you. Okay, now you can put a bit of silver on the side of this thruster here, just to simulate that heat has been like escaping from this panel, which is not supposed to be happening, because well, if there's some heat coming out of this, that means this unit is in need of maintenance. So you can like make it like, say, give some story to it. Some trouble in the engineering or whatnot. There's some problems. Of course, instead of silver, you can use gold as well. Gold is also looking nice, and also copper. Copper also is a great medium to paint over, to simulate that the plastic or the model kit is made of metal. So again, repeat, rinse, and repeat. When it comes to this, lightsaber thing, maybe I can like do some stuff as well. So the lightsaber is normally positioned as what do you call positioned as against the wind, so you can like make it as if the silver has been coming out of the handle here, the back of the handle. I don't know what you call it. All these things are foreign to me. So instead of white, there's some gray to it already, or some of this silver. So when it comes to this technique from Warhammer, you can be very not you don't need to be precise. Some people have said that Gundams is clean finish. Yes, you can choose to make it a clean finish, where it's just like just came out of the factory. But I prefer the gritty, realistic, dirty look of all these units after a battle. That one is I prefer that instead of the clean look. Clean look is a bit too like sterile, not enough character to the Gundam or the mobile suit. So this is the back of, or underneath the Aile strike. You can put a bit more silver to this one here. It's easy, okay? The paint is dry and it catches the grooves, or makes the grooves that's protruding out. It catches it and it looks great, because all these areas in real life, if it's real, it's always like in contact with something, and that's why it's always at the end of the grooves that is protruding out of the unit that loses its paint. So you are just simulating something in life, and that makes it even more believable, because our minds will like think, oh, I've seen this before. So the brain is like, say, trying to find out whether it is realistic or not, and you have seen that in real life, so it must be realistic. So yeah, it's like comparing the plastic kit to real life objects. And if your own brain has been, like, say, fooled into thinking that, wow, this one really looks like in real life, then you have done a good job of painting your unit. Needs more silver. The side of the laser blaster holder is also in need of some paint. So this one you can just do simply, just rub it on, something like applying mascara. It's all in powdered form, right? So just dip it in and give it a dash of powder. Of course, when it comes to, like, say, black, painting the black, silver, or anything that's shiny, that it is very nice. It is like the perfect medium or perfect technique for it. You can leave the Aile stripe as black if you wanted to. You can do that. It's if you think that it's just out of the factory. It depends on you. Sometimes you can overdo it and it's just all fucking silver. So you have to refrain from. You'll be the judge of it, whether it's receiving too much silver or not. You'll be the judge of it. So now it's this lightsaber's turn. And also when it comes to, like, professional modelers, they tend to use the cement. Cement is something that that melts the plastic in together. You can see the lightsaber here. There is, like, the mini gap. To professional modelers, this is going to be like, fuck, I need to get rid of that. So they take the thinner, which is a solution to melt the plastic, and they apply it on that area, and they push it together and wait for a few minutes, and it will be stuck together as if it's one piece. So you can do that as well to make your mobile suit even more like